Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie. I'm your host. I'm so happy to be here. It is the 24th of May at about 11 a.m. Pacific time, and we are live. However, if you're listening to an archive or a replay, I want to welcome you also. I want to let you know we're over in the chat room. You can find it by heading over to 12radio.com. That's number one, number two radio.com. Click on the chat button and you'll be redirected into the Facebook chat. Also, I'm live streaming this event so you can watch it rather than listen if you would like to. And you can find that over on YouTube or on Facebook, Katie Weaver Domestic Mystic. You can find the live stream there. So that's a mouthful, but here we are. So I am happy to be here, you guys. I hope that you are having a good day, a good week. The energy last week was so weird and uncomfy. And so I'm just really hoping it gets a whole lot better today. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not seeing my banner. I'm guessing Scott will have it up here any minute now in the chat room. And then you can find my banner at the top of the page where everyone else is chatting. Oh my gosh. Things are a bit of a whirlwind around here right now. I know it's not new, but Mars is home, so that's pretty fun. She's become the housewife. She makes lunch every day. I don't hate it. It's pretty great, actually. So, today we had a very swanky salad and watermelon. Yesterday we had veggies and rice. A good thing about Mars is if you keep groceries in the house, she will cook them. So, I think it's going to be a good summer. And the other kids are both coming home on Friday for a week. So, essentially, it's going to be straight chaos up in here, but I think we'll survive. I hope we'll survive. I don't know. We'll find out. I think it's going to get wild. That's for sure. Okay. So I'm curious to know how your week has gone. Where's everything at for you guys so far and how last week went? But the energy this week just seems to be lighter. Last week we were coming off of that really chaotic full moon and the lunar eclipse, as well as the Schumann resonance was really high and some other stuff too. Mercury in retrograde had started, and Mercury in retrograde doesn't always really phase me at all, but for some reason right now it does. So this has been a doozy. Okay, I've got a banner up now over in the chat room, so if you want to come over and comment and see me there, you're welcome to. Yeah, hey Brandy, Renee, Sid, Lillian, Pamela, good to see you guys all. Yeah, Pamela just drained. Me too. Me too. Yep. Not as angsty as last week. Last week I felt like, well, and we saw it. I mean, there were multiple mass shootings last week. It was just bad. The collective energy was shot. This week does not feel like that, but it does feel like we've kind of gotten dropped like a hot rock. And I'm with you, tired too. In fact, yesterday I called the rheumatologist's office and said, I don't feel like me. And they had me come down and I had 2 shots in the butt. so I should start feeling better, but I know how whiny. So actually, the Schumann resonance is clear up at 45 today, so that's probably a part of it. It has been really high lately, but anyway. So hopefully that's going to help me start feeling more like me, and I hope you guys start feeling more like you. The puppies had to have shots yesterday, and it was pretty heartbreaking. And Scott and Mars had to do it because I could not hold the Bruno tight enough to get his shots because he was fighting me too hard and it was breaking my heart. I'm a pushover, you guys. I'm ridiculous. I'm spoiling the crap out of these puppies. And I don't even care. I'm good. It's fine. So I think we'll definitely have some time today for readings. So if you have anything you want to talk about or get some help with, be sure to put it in the chat room and I should have no problem getting to it. Yeah. Said, for me, the good days are really good and the bad days just pile on the badness. Every frustration that can be conjured up comes up. I kind of get that too. I there's a theory around, that if you get a rough start to the day or several things go wrong at the same time, it's easy to kind of fall into this place like, oh well, I guess now everything sucks. But I've kind of caught myself a couple times last week like that. Several things went wrong at the same time and I was, not good and I went, "What? Okay. Stop, breathe. You're fine." But yeah, I do feel that though, Sid. I really do. I think also here in the US, because we're in the middle of the primaries, that just adds to the collective weirdness. And also monkeypox is showing up. In fact, I just read this morning that there are two suspected cases in Salt Lake City. So, damn. Monkeypox? Really? Really, 2022? No, get out of here with that nonsense. Who the hell needs monkeypox? Anyway, hey, JR and Sid. I think I already said Sid. Oh, and Jane and Kev. Hey, yeah. Oh, says I'm feeling very good. My momentum has been consistent. Would love a general message if possible. Yeah, absolutely. I will get there. Yup. Oh gosh. Anyway, that's where it's at here. So lots of good stuff happening. I just need to find the energy to, you know, do the good stuff. My niece also is graduating with her CNA tonight. It's kind of fun. Matea did the CNA program through our high school too, and they didn't do a graduation or anything of the like. But in her school, they have a whole separate graduation ceremony for the CNA. And then next week, she'll graduate from high school as well. But I think that's really cool. I'm loving that they do that. So, yeah. Yep. Oh, Maureen said, had a fabulous graduation. Yes. And big congrats to her. She's worked so hard. Hey, Maya. Oh, no, she has. Oh, and fighting allergies and a crappy sinus headache. Waiting on MCAT scores. Ooh, just exhausted and will a clearing, please. Yes, most definitely. We will get there. I know, Kev, the monkeypox. What the hell? Have you seen what the monkeypox does? These big pus-filled yellow blisters all over your body? Uh, hell no. I cannot even. I can't even with that. Here's the difference though with monkeypox is not new. They actually started developing a vaccine for monkeypox in 2002. And there is an available vaccine that's not brand new. It's been around for quite a while. And the US is now recommending that people that are high risk receive the monkeypox vaccine. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I probably will have to have it. And I probably want to because it's in Salt Lake, which means it will probably be in Rexburg in a minute because Salt Lake and Rexburg are there's a lot of people that are in both places quite a bit because of the going religion here. So anyway, ugh, I don't know. The pictures I've seen of monkeypox of the poxes, no. Oh, is that it? Kev said the monkeypox is said to stem from rodents passed along to the monkeys. There's a couple of things being said about monkeypox that are not accurate, and I think it's something that we all need to hear and know because somehow monkeypox are being turned into the new AIDS, and it's not cool. And we all need to know it because I'm so pissed to even be seeing this, but there are those that are saying that monkeypox is something that affects the LGBTQ community, which is true. It also affects the straight community. It also affects the community at large. It is not a sexually transmitted disease. It's a skin on skin transmitted disease. It's a I touched the doorknob at the bank and then you did kind of transmitted disease. It is not a disease that's just being passed around by gay people. And if you hear people saying that, don't believe that and set them straight because it's not true. And by God, we are not going to allow potentially a new pandemic or hopefully not, but this coming through to be something that we use to persecute against people. I'm disgusted with what I'm hearing. So let's not. Yeah. Kevin says, all I want to say is people stop making out with random animals. Is that what it is? Lillian said, same old thing here. I will be homeless at the end of August. If you have time for me today, do you see me in a home or an apartment by then? I'm so worried. Yeah, they will look at it for sure. Yeah. JR said, I fear I didn't do everything I was supposed to after my tooth surgery. I'm just panicking, or is it just my feelings needing to be refilled? Maybe I ate solid too soon. No, I don't feel like you did anything wrong. I do feel like you might have to have an additional like filling or an adjustment of some sort, but I don't feel like you did anything wrong, JR. I just feel like this is likely a part of the healing process. I know it was a super big deal, but follow up with your dentist. But I really think it's going to be okay. Lillian, you can bother me with this every day till the end of forever. It's not a bother. I had the weirdest dream last night. Weirdish. I shouldn't say weirdest. But do you guys ever have dreams where you're in a house that feels really familiar, but you can't really place ever being in that house? You know what I mean? I'm sure you do. So I had a dream that I was in this house and these two older ladies showed up, and the house itself was old and seemed like maybe no one had lived there in a while. And but somehow in the dream there seemed to be some association for me with the house, like I knew the house. And Scott and I were both there and a few other people. And these two ladies showed up that were like quite a bit older, probably in their 80s. And um, the one lady pulled me aside, and I realized that she wasn't alive, that I was talking to someone to a spirit. And she said, I just wanted you to understand what happened. She said, yesterday was the anniversary of when my son passed, and I decided to go ahead and end it there. Like she unalived herself. Um, and it wasn't a sad thing. It wasn't a terrible thing. Her sister that had passed years ago was with her. But she whispered into my ear that that's what happened. And I was like, okay. And then she said, you'll know what to do. You'll know what to do with everything here. And then she was just gone. And I was so kind of sad and confused. And then I woke up. So, you know how dreams are kind of bitches that way. But anyway, I've been thinking about it all morning. I don't know her in this life that I can place. She reminded me a little of Scott's great grandma, who passed years ago, that I used to sit with quite a bit when she was towards the very end of her life. But anyway, it's just really hanging on, sticking with me. So I guess maybe I can go back tonight and figure out what, if anything, I need to do with that. I kind of think I don't. I wonder if it was just one of those dream travel situations, where you kind of just go along to, doing some healing somewhere, doing some work somewhere. I'm kind of thinking that's what this was about, but I'm going to have to do a little more work on it. But when you have a dream like that, it just kind of sits with you all day. Yeah, I'm with you, Lillian. Maybe it wasn't really a dream, but a visit. Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Well, maybe I can go back. I don't know. Again, I think it's probably not anything I need to do anything with. I was probably already doing the work. That's why I was there. But anyway, I guess we'll find out. Well, let's take a look at Luminous. So I'm going to share a link in both chat rooms. And if you subscribe, you probably received it. You know what I figured out last week after the show? Actually, it was well after the show when it showed up in my inbox that Luminous last week was not scheduled to go out at 11 a.m. It was scheduled to go out at 11 p.m. So, and it did. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, Renee. Renee said, I have house dreams quite often, usually don't have people in it, but mostly I can feel a presence or more than one. Some are creepy, some are just fascinating. Maybe we're the haunts. Maybe we're the ones that are haunting houses, visiting them in our dreams. Interesting thought. All right, I'm going to share Luminous with you. Okay, so I called the edition this week the Badass and Sass edition because, wow, right? Here we are. It's been weird. It's been tough. The last few years have been, as we know, they've been what they are. And yet, you guys have been badasses. You've kept swimming, you've kept your head up as much as you could. You have worked through it and walked through it. And I really, really honor that. And I was thinking about how it really does take a badass bitch to get through some of the stuff we've all been through this last couple of years. So that's what we're celebrating. Just the badass, the sass, being you. Yeah, I've told you guys before that we serve on our local softball association board. And it's been a real trial this year trying to work with the city. The city has done some things, well, the men that we have had to deal with the city for scheduling and field conditions and things like that have treated us pretty poorly. We've actually had to get the mayor involved a couple of times to get things we need and to, you know, get some bullshit straightened out because we've been treated really poorly. And it hasn't been me, it has been Carol, who is our director, who is the sweetest woman on the planet of Earth and would never, ever mean anyone any harm. But they have put her and us in a position where we've had to fight really hard. And multiple times they've tried to force us off of our fields to let baseball have them. Yeah, it's one of those deals. And yesterday, we're almost done. We have like 3 games yet left. But yesterday, we needed one of the fields to be set up a certain way for an older team, different than how that field is normally set. So she texted the field guy and he called her and called her a liar. Straight up called her a liar. That she is lying about it's dumb. Anyway, called her a liar about some information that he had texted to Scott and to her earlier in the season, which we then sent over to him to prove she wasn't a liar. But what? Would he have talked to a man like that? No, I think we all know he wouldn't have. He would have never dared. And for a minute, she walked it back until, we proved that no, this is literally what you told us from your own hand. More than one person you told this information, and now you're calling us liars. This morning, I was so proud of her. She texted him and told him that she felt like he owed her an apology and an explanation for the way he chose to treat her, and that we're not going to tolerate that. That we've been nothing but respectful to him, and that our organization has done everything we can to cooperate with them and to take good care of the fields and to, be a part of building this program in our community. But that she felt like the way he spoke to her was really inappropriate, and that she felt like he owed her an apology and an explanation for why in the world he would call her a liar. I was so proud of her. Now, will she get a response? No. No, she won't. Uh, but good on her for at least pointing it out. She also sent the whole conversation to the mayor, so. And you know what? Good. Because we're not going to put up with it. And whether, they want to accuse us of being tattletales or whatever, we don't care. We're not going to put up with it. But that was one of the best badass moves I've seen in a while. Was just saying straight up, the way you treated me was inappropriate. The way you spoke to me was wrong. And you owe me an apology and an explanation as to why you would have chosen to act like that. Good on you, Carol. You badass. Keep it up. We are always teaching people how they are allowed to treat us. And as you know very well, some people will keep pushing those limits and treat you however the hell they want until you draw the line. And nobody can do that for you but you. Anyway, so there you go. All right. Well, I found a poem. It's attributed to C.W. Poet. A pinch of soul with a whole lot of sass, a sprinkle of naughty, and just enough class. The strength of a warrior and a go to hell glare. A past that's not perfect because life isn't fair. A sailor's mouth with a heart full of love. That's what a badass is made of. And I think that applies to all of you, to be honest, or I hope it does. Maybe not all the time, but there you go. Let's embrace it. Isn't that awesome? Interestingly, I had already named the episode when I found that and thought, oh my gosh, well, we're running with it because that's absolutely perfect. Perfect for us. Lillian said, I love being a badass sass. Can't wait for those days to return. LOL. That's right. Because, yes, babe, you're going to get moved. This whole period's going to be behind you. You'll get situated in your new place, and your sassy self is just going to pour right on through. Yep. Pamela said, I wish that we'd all learn to treat each other well. The latest in my area is gangs fighting at the local beaches. Dozens of arrests every weekend. What a shame. Love going to the beach and love sitting on the beach at night. No, and probably don't feel safe enough. I'm so sorry. Sid said, I love that poem. It is the modern version. Oh, I love that that poem is the modern version of what little girls are made of. I hadn't thought about that, Sid, but you are correct. It's all sugar and spice and everything nice and a little bit of fuck you. Yep. That's perfect. All right. Well, let's keep going. Yeah, so Kelly's talking about the new moon in Gemini. Please be kind. I don't think we can take any more of not kind. Okay. She she said, "Here's your bitch scope prescriptions from Dr. Bitch." Well, okay, Cal. Let's read Gemini. It's their birthday. Your connections, friendships, and dreams are highlighted as Mars moves into Aries. Venus will be moving into your 12th house, though, so you may not be feeling your best and brightest. The creature comforts of Taurus is famous for and can help. And you'll also get by with a little help from those friends I mentioned. The new moon occurs in your sign, and this will recharge things for you. So there you go. Looks good. Be sure to read your scope. It's a great way to tune into what's going on in the worlds of the people in your world. Your significant other, parents, friends, family members, boss, neighbor, whoever that you need a little help understanding, you know, why they are doing whatever the hell it is they're doing. All right, the tip of the week: 4 quick ways to get grounded fast. Number 1, put your bare feet in the grass or the sand or the dirt, but bare feet on the earth. It's a really quick and easy way to get grounded. You know, some people even hike barefoot. There's a whole theory of putting your feet on the earth called earthing, and it's really, really good for you. I have to remember sometimes to just go outside without shoes on and just let my feet be down in the grass. I forget because all winter long I've been traipsing in and out of the house in shoes. So every time I go out, I put shoes on and I'm like, wait a second. It's kind of summer. You would not know it, but it's kind of summer. But more feet on the earth for me. I know I need it. Okay. Run cold water over your hands for 30 seconds. This is a really easy one. I've talked to you about this one before, but this is an easy tip to do like at work. or even if you're out and about and you're just feeling really ungrounded and like you're picking up everyone else's stuff, cold water over your hands helps to shock you back into your body. Sing loudly and deeply from your belly. Why is that so grounding? It's just sound therapy. So turn up the radio or don't and sing. I sing to my animals all the time. They um they probably get sick of me, but they never say it. And four, gently stretch your body for a few minutes. Stretching is a really good way to just pull yourself back in. Just help yourself to ground, help your body and your spirit to combine. And it's also something that we don't just do naturally. We should. You feel better if you give yourself a little opportunity to stretch. So do that and be glad you did that, but and don't hurt yourself. But doing a little bit of stretching here and there is a really good practice for your spirit and for your body. Okay. The Kindred Spirits Energy Oracle reading this week is the Owl. So I'll let you watch that. That's a message from Christy. The Magic Monday message from Melissa. Ode to Mercury in Retrograde, the Cosmic Rewind. Love it or hate it, it is definitely Mercury in retrograde. I don't usually hate it, but we've had a lot of, oh, I haven't even told you guys. Huh. We've had a lot of technical stuff, mechanical issues recently. I'll tell you about it in a minute, but poor Scott. Scott's a rock star, right? But we're pushing even him. All right. Ginger said her article is 5 easy ways to work with Mercury retrogrades, and it is awesome. I thought this was so timely because it's an awesome way to work with Mercury and celebrate Mercury instead of just hating its guts. So read through that. She's got some really good suggestions. Okay, Anita brings us Archangel Haniel. Her name means grace of God, and she helps us with intuition and sensitivity and learning how to practice good self care in the midst of heightened sensitivity. That seems to be where we are, right? So she's got a few more thoughts on that. And then Jamie Dawn does have a brand new video about the goings on currently. So lots of good stuff there. So hopefully you'll find some gems in Luminous. I know you will. So let me tell you what happened. I think last week I told you guys that we finally bought a motorhome. We've been trying to buy a motorhome this whole year. We really wanted a motorhome to travel, to go back and forth to Montana to all of Mars's games. It was just way easier with our dogs. And frankly, after that last trip in the hotel with the puppies, I feel like we can't ever show our face there again because they were terrible. And so now I'm in this place where we are, I really want a motorhome. So we bought one. We bought one in Billings, and which is about 5 hours from us. And it supposedly runs and drives. We bought it on auction though, so it's kind of a crapshoot. But Scott's a great mechanic. He can fix anything. So we're like, it'll be fine. So Scott and his dad last Wednesday drove to Billings to pick it up. And it runs and drives, but it doesn't accelerate. And they worked on it for 8 hours. And finally, we had to just park it and leave it at a friend's house in Billings and come home because it was like 10 o'clock at night and they still had a 5-hour drive to go. So next week, we have to go back to Billings and hopefully fix it enough to get it home. They fixed some of the problems, but just couldn't get it to accelerate above like 30 miles an hour. So that's not going to work. Anyway, so he thinks he knows what's wrong. Like, it's not a huge deal. He will get it fixed. But in the midst of that, while that was going on, Mars ran to town with a friend, and her car started spewing gas on the road. Yeah. Luckily, that was just an easy hose, but all this mechanical stuff that happened at the same time, we were all just like our heads were exploding. So anyway, by God, it's going to work out. I am going to get my freaking motorhome so that I can camp with my puppies without having to take them in hotels and make everyone hate us. So We could just, but I hate ourselves. But that's what happened. JR said, "Do you and Kelly still collab?" Yes. And in fact, we spoke just recently about her coming back onto the Psychic Hour and doing another astrological evaluation. We had her come on the Psychic Hour over at True Crime Paranormal. Oh gosh, it's been a few months ago now, but she did an astrological assessment of Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow and Lori's brother Alex, and it was really good. Anyway, so yes, JR, I do, and yes, we're still gonna bring something new pretty soon. But Kelly is one of my dear friends. Yeah. Okay. Well, what do we do? Let's do some readings. So I think I'm going to start in the 1-2 radio chat room, and then I'll work my way through the live stream chat. Yes, Tiffany, the puppy shots they're so little, and their little necks are so little. It was hard, but I weighed them last night, and they have both gained a full pound in the 4 weeks that we've had them. A whole pound. That's a lot. Hey, Maureen, she said, "I'm thinking about changing jobs. What do the angels say about that?" Let's tune into it. Yeah, I'm getting a big affirmative on that, babe. What they're saying is that this has been a long time coming. That there's a part of you that has some loyalty to where you are that gives you some pause, but you've been kind of disconnected from that place for a bit. Yeah, they're saying go for it. It looks to me like there's a very good chance of you making more money if you go somewhere else, and also just opening some new doors. It feels kind of stuffy and stuck where you are. Rebecca said, "I would love a reading about the Schumann resonance affecting me lately. I forget that it affects me sometimes." Yeah, you bet. Let's take a look. So here's what I'm seeing. When the Schumann spikes up high, it really ungrounds you and sends a lot of energy into your head. And so I even think it makes you like physically dizzy, and that it'll just kind of hit you out of the blue and you just feel really weird and off your game, literally dizzy, and also just, typical ungrounded symptoms like anxiety and overthinking and just feeling off. So when that sensation hits, take a deep breath, go outside if you can, just really focus on grounding yourself back to the earth, because that's what's happening. It's just kind of yanking you out. Okay. Okay. Tiffany said, "I feel like I've been pulled into the past, and yet I'm having some really great ideas to move forward. It's a push and pull, and so hopefully the future wins." That could be some Mercury stuff, I think, but the future will win. I'm absolutely sure. Oh, good. So Tiffany also posted some stuff from the CDC about monkeypox. So good to note. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, Sid. My kids work at they work at a large tech company in Boise monitoring COVID, and their contract is starting to wind down. And I was like, well, I mean, monkeypox is starting to rear its head. And my daughter thought I was joking. She didn't know there was such a thing as monkeypox for realsies. Yeah. Sid, would you please ask Patchouli Pup what it feels like when I do light massage trying to relax her tail? It's really interesting when it's necessary to flea comb her tail. She does sharp barks like it hurts. It's the only time she barks repeatedly. I try to be gentle, but fleas are just going crazy this year. Okay, let me tune into her. Mm-hmm. I actually feel like, Sid, that she has some nerve damage at the base of her spine. This has come from some kind of a blow. So, on that front, you might try some CBD or something like that before you flea comb her, just to help to already take the edge off of that and just do it quick. I'm showing her that you have to do it here and there. But you know how nerve pain is like, feels kind of like white hot? That's how it feels. It doesn't really bother her at other times, and her hair, protects that spot where it's just really sensitive. But yeah, touching it, it hurts. So I'm just showing her that you'll work quickly. But again, I would consider some kind of something that you could take the edge off with, some rescue remedies, some CBD, something like that to just help take the edge off before you get started. Tiffany said, "Did you see the new commercial from ABC Hulu for a new TV series called Alaska? They mention investigating the missing Indigenous women crisis coming in the fall." I did not see that, but I'm definitely going to check it out. That's amazing. I'm really excited to see how much awareness of MMIW cases is coming to the surface right now. A lot. We got to keep the momentum up for sure. Rebecca, you're so welcome. You too, Maureen. Good to see you guys both. Okay, let's jump into the other chat. Okay. Brandy said, "The last 4 to 5 years, I have felt that way. It's like one bad thing after another. I get something started to look up, something bad happens, and it's getting worse every time." I'm so sorry, sweet. I know. No, things are really hard right now. But I'm glad you're here. Let's keep doing things like this to give you some things to look forward to, but also to bring you some community. I know you could use it, and I'm here. Let's see. Yeah, Kevin, I know. We're TikTok buddies. I love TikTok too. Love it. Okay. Mary could use a good clearing. She said she was sick with a cold almost the whole month on vacation and still have the cough. Ugh. I saw you guys were living it up. I'm sorry you were sick though. That sucks. But yeah, let's give you a quick clear here. You have a lot of like travel debris on you too. Traveling like that it's interesting spiritually because it can be really ungrounding. However, I feel like you've already fixed that just by coming home and grounding yourself. But you just have a lot of like auric debris or psychic debris around you. So I'm just going to clear that out. Okay. All right. Let's clear. You actually have a pretty good lump in your throat. Oh, no. You got me. Okay. Let's clear that out. I think that's probably contributing to that dry hack you've still got. All right. Good. Okay. All right. Let's just get some good green light up around you too, Mary, to help you just finish healing up. Because knowing you, you've got all kinds of big fun plans for the summer. You guys are just doing the retired thing up right. Okay. Good. All righty. Yep. Need to get back to Maureen. All right. Yeah. Good clearing for you as well. Seems like everybody needs that a little bit, huh? Yeah. All right, let's get you cleared out. Does it seem like allergies been like brutal this year? I don't really have allergies. In fact, the allergist was shocked when they did the skin tests on me to discover I'm not allergic to anything. The doctor said my immune system is just not that interested. So, yeah, big surprise. Anyway, but a lot of my clients have really struggled with allergies this year, and a lot of them have turned into sinus infections. So, but if you get a sinus infection, don't mess around. Go get an antibiotic. That can do They can drag on forever. They can actually get into your brain if you're not careful. Sinus infections are nothing to mess around with. All right, Maureen, just giving you a good clearing because you were traveling as well. I'm going to put a big buffer of light around you too, because I feel like while you're trying to get feeling better, you really need to get some space from your family's energetic needs or energetic pull on you so that you can just get feeling better. Okay. And for you, I actually feel like you might consider treating the back of your neck. I feel like that's where some of the sinus pain is actually coming from, is it's originating in the back of your neck. So do with that what you will, but that's what comes up for me. Okay. All right. So Liliana, I just want to double down on that. Um, what I said earlier. I really feel like you are going to be in a place before the end of August. I feel like you're going to get something found. I don't really feel like it's an apartment. It looks to me more like a townhome, something along those lines, kind of an apartment, I guess, but more like a townhome. That you will get into something, and that then you'll have a chance to just acclimate to your new place and just really start getting a new routine and getting your groove back. You are not going to be homeless, my friend. It's not happening. I will fly your ass to Idaho before that happens. I know. Worst case scenario. To go from the place where she gets to walk along the beach every day to, well, this. Okay. All right. Laurie said, I'm still not booking clients. Was doing pretty well for a while, but concerned because there's been nothing lately. No idea what's changed because it happened so suddenly. It's the economy. People are not spending the money. They I'm frankly experiencing some of that too. It's just where the economy's at. I feel like the we'll see a shift as we move into summer on that, and we'll see people start to investing in stuff like that more. But we've just kind of hit a slowdown because people are afraid to spend their money. So hang in there and just keep putting yourself out there. Try to keep in a good place, a good relationship with money so that it doesn't turn into a bitter thing because that's easy to do when you're self-employed. But I really feel like it'll get better. We'll see that get better in June. Okay. Liliana needs a message on a new job. Okay. Oh, JR, I love that. She said, could Kelly do Ghislaine Maxwell before her sentence? Good idea. I feel like there'd be a lot of interesting info there. Okay. All right, Liliana. I don't see a new job forthcoming for the next couple of months. I do feel like something's going to come in, but I don't see it coming up for a bit. Like, I really actually feel like it could be towards the end of the summer before something comes forward. Okay. Oh, I should have brought the puppies in. You're right. They're having a nap with Mars currently. We took him out back to play this morning and they ran so hard that they were just worn out. And poor little Bruno, the little blondie, when he gets tired, he his eyes get all droopy and sleepy. It's so cute. When he's tired, it's written all over his face. And also, he'll stand on your feet and shake until till you pick him up and cuddle him till he goes to sleep. Very typical Chihuahua nonsense, but cracks me up. Sometimes they both stand on my feet and shake when I'm like, making dinner or washing the dishes or things like that. I have to say, we are doing Scott and I have a booth and Mars next week at a witches market. So I have a ton of stuff I'm trying to have made and done. You guys know we've been making stuff forever, but I still have socks and wooden spoons and a bunch of art, like foil art to finish. But these puppies want held all the time, and I want to hold them all the time. And so it's a problem. It's a problem. I'm going to have to discipline myself and teach Mars how to do some things because I'm going to need some help. Okay. Oh, Lillian said, I wanted to tell you that my lower left back hurt from last Tuesday until Sunday. When you said you felt it during my clearing, you felt it before me. Oh, well, I'm glad it's feeling better now. Yeah. Oh, Pamela, if you have time, can you calm my spine down a notch? Yeah, let's see what we can do. I'm sorry, babe. Tis the season for a flare, I guess, huh? I had a cortisone shot yesterday because my trachea is flaring. RA is so weird. All right. So I'm going to run ribbons of sterling silver down your spine to help cut that inflammation. So I'll run it all the way through 3 times. So there's 1, 2, and here's the last one. Yeah, there's a lot of heat in there, isn't there? All right, I'm just going to wrap you up with a bunch of light here. There you go. All righty, let me know, but hopefully that makes a little difference. It should. Yeah. Yeah, oh, Lillian's been coughing too. Yeah, there's just been stuff out and about. Yeah. Oh, you're so welcome, Maureen. Love you too, Lillian. It's going to be okay. All right, Brandy. Yeah, Christy and I do work on each other quite a bit, and I do work on myself quite a bit too. So, yeah. Yep. This actually was at the behest of the husband who said, you need to go to the doctor because you should not be feeling like this. So I did. And the doctor said, you need a shot too, actually. And I'm already breathing easier this morning. So it made a big difference. Sometimes when you have chronic illness, and I know some of you guys that have chronic illness can recognize this or resonate with this, it's hard to know when to go to the doctor because you manage a lot of your symptoms at home because you always have them. You can't go to the doctor every time something tweaks because you always have something. And so sometimes it's hard to know when do you give up and go or, write it out at home. And with RA, sometimes you'll have a certain body part that's really bad for like a day or two, and then it's completely fine. So sometimes it's hard to know. So for me, it's a good barometer to check in with Christy, well, with both my sisters, or with my husband for them to go, no, this seems like more of a go see the doctor kind of deal than a write it out at home kind of deal. And I was glad I did because, yeah, they gave me a shot and I needed it and it's already helping. So there you go. Uh, yeah, Pamela, maybe it is time for a med change because you're not feeling good. Yeah. Hey, sometimes that's, med changes with RA suck because it's kind of like going cold turkey for a little while the new thing works through your system. But then, wow, big difference. Brandy said, I have a possible chance of working for a friend in her business when she gets the other location open. I'm not sure how long it will be. I'm trying to decide to wait for her or try to find something else part time. My gut feeling is that you find something else. It's possible. What she's doing is possible. I'm not saying it's not. I feel like she probably will get it going, but I suspect that the timeline is going to not work for you. Not that you couldn't go work for her later, for sure, but don't wait for her right now. That doesn't feel like it's tenable. Yeah. Okay. Jane said, I'm struggling with my mom's end of life experience. I know she knew I did my best, but I'm struggling with conflict with my siblings, and I'm concerned about driving cross country with Maxwell Smart, her kitty. Yes, I know Maxwell's having a tough time. Actually, Jane, I feel like he'd be fine. I feel like he'd just sleep a lot and be pissed, but, essentially be okay. And so I feel like driving with Maxwell cross country, while it's not the funnest thing to do, he'll be fine to do it. And I'm sorry you're struggling with your siblings. I feel like, and I know you know this, but I think it helps to maybe say it one more time. They want to fight. They want to have conflict. They will never honor fully what you did for mom and what you've done for all of them by living there and helping take care of her and not helping, but taking care of her through the end of her life. They won't because they want conflict. And so I'm sorry for that. I wish it was different. You don't deserve that at all. At all. You did the caregiver shtick. You know how hard that is, how painful that is. And I feel like they just don't. And some of them maybe just don't care. Now, I know that you lost your sister in law too. And so there was obviously a brother in law also doing the caregiver thing. But there's still just some very petty, immature stuff there that seems so unfair. Yep. Yep. Okay. Before we run out of time, we've got to do our message from Kathleen. So, this is We Are Here for You, messages from the archangels and other light beings. We're using this, it's Kathleen Peterson's channeled works, and we're using this for a daily message through the whole year. So, let's do a little bibliomancy and figure out what she wants us to know today. Artemis. It's time to know your inner self. I offer my services to assist you in realizing your authentic, natural self. I will help you tune into your intuition and live your life from the power and wisdom which lie within. Know that you are valuable, and now is the time for you to live from that place of truth without fear. Men and women are each imbued with feminine power. It is the creative force. When you acknowledge that this is a truth within you, you can begin to access it and use it to your benefit and the benefit of all. It is an important period in the evolution of your earth plane, and the more humans who operate from their authentic self, the healthier it will be. Do not fear who you are. Know that you are needed now and trust your intuition to assist you in following your divine purpose. You have much strength and power. Now is the time for you to live from that position. Know that you are safe and protected as you blossom into your true nature. Call on me and I will assist you in this process. The world awaits your true energy and your gifts. Listen to your heart and go within to know the truth. Do not fear that you are unworthy. You have so much to offer, and now is the time to use your gifts and talents to the fullest. Know that you have so much information to share, and that information is needed now. Do not fear the transition and changes which are happening now. Much is being brought into the light so that it may be made whole. The more the lower energies are brought into the light, the less power they have. Stand tall in who you are, as you are an integral part of bringing light to your earth plane. Live in your authentic self and allow your wisdom and intuition to guide. Share your knowledge and light without fear. The more authentic the more authentic you can be, the more that you will help at this time. and call on me, and I will help you. I send you love and blessings, and I see you taking great strides to be strong in who you are. Keep up the motion and know your own powerful self. I think that's perfect for a week of being badass and sassy, right? I think Artemis has got it down. So thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Artemis. And that's it. We have talked down to the end of the show. I will be available later over at one2listen.com. I would love to interface with you there if there's anything I can do to help you out. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week. This has been yet another production of One Two Radio. You've been listening to The Katie Weaver Show, where we're changing the way you listen to the world.